Hello, I'm Ranger Athens Boyle. Not only am I a seasonal ranger here at Great Sand Dunes National Park, but I also have a minor in dark sky studies, and I'm also a published dark skies researcher. As August approaches here at the Great Sand Dunes, we are coming into some of our best night skies of the year. August is, of course, the prime month to view our home galaxy, the Milky Way. The bright colors of the center of our galaxy are quite the spectacle. So, I want to give you some pointers as to how to see this. First and foremost, you have to let your eyes fully adjust to the night sky. In order to fully experience the night sky in all its glory, you'll need at least 15 minutes away from all blue light, including the moon. That's why some of the best night sky experiences come from people who wake up in the middle of the night, go outside without looking at their phone or flashlight. For safety, feel free to use a red light to navigate through the dark if you need it. This red light will not disrupt your ability to see the night sky. The reason it's so important for your eyes to adjust is because our eyes only have an exposure time of less than a second. So, the next step is to subvert your expectations. These grand pictures of distant nebulae, the night sky lit up like the 4th of July, and shimmering clusters are only possible through long exposure times and high-tech cameras. To compensate for your eye's lack of exposure time, we need to adjust our ISO. ISO on a camera is its sensitivity to light. We can increase our ISO by letting our pupils fully expand and become very sensitive to light. Next, it's important to know what phase the moon is in. Going from the new moon to the full moon takes about 17 nights. If the moon is going towards a full moon, it is waxing. If it is going towards a new moon, it is waning. A new moon will provide you with the darkest night. The bright and beautiful full moon has its benefits too. The full moon rises at 9 p.m. and sets around 5 a.m. This will give you opportunities to go on cool night hikes in the dunes away from the heat of the day. On a clear night, you may not even need a flashlight. Lastly, it is always good to have some understanding of what to look for in the night sky. Those of us who are not super familiar with constellations may feel overwhelmed by the amount of stars in the night sky. Well, here's a trick to help you out with that. First, look for the well-known asterism, the Big Dipper, in the constellation Ursa Major. Once you see the Big Dipper, follow the arc of the Dipper's handle. That arc will point to a bright star called Arcturus. Once you get to Arcturus, spike downward sharply to another bright star in the constellation Virgo called Spica. To sum it up, arc to Arcturus, spike to Spica. If you're looking for the Milky Way, you'll have to find the constellation Sagittarius. Sagittarius will be on the northeastern horizon. In late July to early September, Sagittarius comes out into the sky. Part of Sagittarius is an asterism called the Teapot. To identify the Teapot, look for the last star in the handle of the Little Dipper. That star is called Polaris. Polaris indicates where true astronomical north is. Once you find that, turn to the right until you find the Teapot. The Teapot pours the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Remember, we are outside of the galaxy looking in. Of course, you may want to take a picture to commemorate this beautiful sight. Getting a decent picture of the Milky Way is actually pretty easy. All you have to do is open the camera app and turn on night mode. Open the advanced setting of the camera app and find the icon that looks like the moon, but make sure the flash is off. Tap on the moon to increase your exposure time. Crank it all the way up to 10 seconds. Once you've done that, focus in on the area you'd like to photograph and move that little sun up all the way to set your ISO really high. When you snap the photo, you'll have to stay as still as you can for about 10 seconds to avoid any blur. Doing this should give you a great picture of our home galaxy, the Milky Way. Most flagship Android devices contain the same features and will follow a similar process. To finish it off, let's review. Give your eyes 15 minutes away from all blue light, including the moon. Use a red light if you need it, and subvert your expectations. I promise you will be amazed at what you can see here at Great Sand Dunes. Pay attention to what phase the moon is in. A new moon will give you the darkest possible night. And orient yourself in the night sky by arcing to Arcturus and spiking to Spica. And crank up your exposure to take a nice photo for your friends. Before you go, I'll recommend one last thing. A lot of professionals use different apps to identify stars and constellations. I highly recommend downloading one if you want to get a better perception of what's above you at different times of year. I hope you'll enjoy your time here under our gold tier certified night skies. I'll never forget the first time I saw the full night sky. This sublime feature of the park can really change your perspective on everything. Happy stargazing.